a little bit late, but I think that's forgivable, if I don't say so myself. My voice might be a little shaky. I haven't done my voice training exercises yet today because I've been caught up in some video editing stuff. You guys might notice there is a brand new premiere on the YouTube channel. I intend to post about it for later. Well, I just bought a movie ticket for 9:30 p.m. on December 4th. Oh, fun. What movie are you gonna go see? I hope it's a good one. Or if it's not, I hope you at least have fun. I need to... There we go. Good, good. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I picked as late as possible to see less kids. Ah, I see, I see. I don't have any intent to probably see the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, unless, okay. It's coming out on December 4th. If the local theater is doing it, I might go see it. Let me look that up real quick. But the local theater is like associated with the local college, so they might not. Here, hold on. On stage, on screen, view all on screen events. No, it doesn't look like they have any screenings of that. It's mostly other stuff. They have screenings of Wicked and that sort of thing. Wicked for Good. Which reminds me, I actually want to see a movie that has Emma Darcy in it because I need more gay women in my life. Is that the witch movie that's about racism? Yes. I'm just assuming yes. You know, fucking Dorothy, whatever. Would have been. It would have been Wizard of Oz. That's right. They're making a bunch of remakes of. They've made a bunch of remakes of classic stuff to varying degrees of success, and yeah, I think that's the one. Anyway, I have a story to share. It's not I think it's a spin-off from that. Okay, I see. I have a story to share. I mentioned that I was going through some shit with regards to furniture. Um and this is not Thanksgiving related, but it is related to, well, recency, right? Like this just finished up. Like I just wrapped up all the trouble I had with that right before Thanksgiving. In fact, I had to take care of a few things relating to that actually after Thanksgiving. This had been something transpiring since I moved into my apartment and I only just now got it sorted out. So I did get some kitchen chairs finally. That's, you know, a later part of the story. But I needed to furnish my apartment because the living area it still is kind of barren, but my idea was basically the only furniture I want to have, because the only furniture that will fit would be like a love seat, which is like a sofa but smaller. It's got two like cushions instead of three. And then like a small kitchen table with some kitchen chairs, right? And so then I have that in the living area. And then because the kitchen is just like a little kitchenette where you kind of walk and it's designed for you to work and prepare food and whatever. You don't eat in the kitchen. So the first thing that happened was we did get a kitchen table pretty easily from this local furniture place. It's a pretty good kitchen table too. Reminds me of the one that my granddad has. You know, simple, functional, classic, working class. That's true. Yeah. Truly proletarian lifestyle. and so forth. But I decided that I would wait on getting kitchen chairs because my parents had some old kitchen chairs that they might deem a little bit more rackety and rickety or whatever, but they're actually really good for your posture. Like I've sat in those kitchen chairs for a long time. We've had those since I was like a kid. And I remember as I grew older, like high school and college, I took distinct note of how good those chairs are on my back. You know, especially compared to a lot of the other lazy kind of lounging chairs that you encounter, like when you're at your cool friend's house or in college, when they have those like nice recliners or beanbag chairs. Those are real, they are very soft and inspire a comfortable laziness in the moment, but they're really bad for your back. Like I have memories of sitting in those long enough that my back started to hurt. So I start to prefer the more firm and like hard surfaced furniture that has a straight back to get back support because in the long term that's a lot more comfortable to me. So I figured I would take those kitchen chairs so I don't have to buy kitchen chairs and so my parents don't have to have those kitchen chairs anymore because they're gonna they have different plans for like where they're moving and stuff. So that left me with the prospect of ordering a love seat. And we looked at furniture places and we were working with a like tight budget and there wasn't really anywhere that had a love seat in our budget. And for the ones that did, we found a couple. They were small enough local places that they didn't have a method of actually getting the love seat to our apartment or to my apartment. Like we would have had to they like they didn't have a delivery truck. They would have been like, yeah, you got to get a friend who has like a truck or something to haul this to your apartment and carry it up the stairs for you. And I was like, okay, that's not feasible. Do you know some furniture lasts long enough to be passed down generations? Do not cite the dark magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written. Yes, I did know that. In fact, much of my furniture when I was young, and most of my parents' furniture now are quote-unquote hand-me-downs, which is a less nice way of saying passed down through generations because furniture used to be fucking built to standard out of solid wood from old-growth forests and not this composite particle board crap that deteriorates after 6 months of use. You know? And when I bought that table, I bought used. I like, I'm very well aware that furniture is passed down from generation to generation. Shit, my granddad's house was built in 1927. In the 1920s, my granddad's house was built. And a lot of the furniture in that house is furniture from the 1920s, from the time that it was built. And it is as steady as it's ever been, you know, to the extent that he takes care of it, with cabinets and stuff, you actually don't need to take care of it that fastidiously, especially if you're not storing that much in it, because it just kind of sits there. But yeah. Furniture tends to be good for that, but we couldn't really find a viable option locally for buying a love seat because it was like, well, I have friends in the area, but it's not like, I don't necessarily have the kind of relationship where I can just call them up and ask for their help moving furniture, right? So I was like, okay, we need a new plan. The next idea that I had was, why don't we go look on Home Depot? Home Depot does delivery. For whatever reason, there was like a week and a half where Home Depot just would not take card information. Like it just wouldn't, it would be like, we couldn't process your order. We couldn't read your card information. Something's wrong with your checking account. There wasn't anything wrong with my checking account, by the way. You know, I've been going to the grocery store using my card for weeks now, and there's no problem. This was a Home Depot problem. Their website, for whatever reason, did not want to work with me. So that was that out of the question. And then I went to the absolute bottom of the barrel, Wayfair. That's being a little bit harsh. My nice reading chair actually comes from Wayfair, but the reason I say that Wayfair is the bottom of the barrel is because they're a furniture aggregator. Kind of like how Amazon is a sales aggregator for a lot of different stuff. They're a platform. And so I went looking for love seats on Wayfair, and I got one that fit in the budget range, and it was really cheap. And in retrospect, like, obviously there's some caveat emptor with cheap furniture, but when the love seat got to my apartment, already the red flags were abound. I paid extra for white glove delivery, which is basically the way all furniture used to be delivered. Which is to say, the delivery person brings the furniture to your house or apartment, and they set it up, and they're like, "Great, now you have your furniture," because you didn't pay for the parts of the furniture. You paid for the finished product, right? It was only in the 2000s and 2010s with like IKEA and that type of shit where it started to become the norm that it's like, oh yeah, you're paying for the for all the like wooden boards and stuff that make up this chair or this table or this cabinet, but you have to put it together. You don't get the finished product when you buy it. You're buying the pieces to a fucking Lego set with much more grave consequences if you assemble it incorrectly, right? So I paid for white glove delivery, which is they assemble it. First red flag is that I get a text upon the delivery of the product that said, "Hey, your thing is here." I look outside my apartment, there's nothing there. I go downstairs and there's this big fuck ass box next to all the mailboxes at the front of the building. They just left it there. They just dropped the love seat in the front entryway of the apartment. And I was like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me." This was on a Sunday, mind you. And so I had to, on a Sunday, because this was literally in the way of other people's mailboxes, I had to, by myself, grab the, like, somehow I managed to bring this box up to my apartment, love seat in this box, like the sofa, up a flight of stairs by myself. And the way I did this was I literally rolled it. So, like, you know how there's that meme about, like, oh, work smarter, not harder. It's all the guys pushing the boxes, and there's one guy that, like, shaved the corners off the box and is now rolling a sphere or whatever. I was like the guy, I was a combination of the two. I was not pushing a box or rolling a sphere. I was rolling a box, you know? So I get to the door and I have to like roll it. I have to very, very carefully. This took me like 30 minutes to do this. Roll it up the stairs. And I was a little bit sore the day after, not as much as I was expecting. And then I just sat the fucking love seat in the living area where I wanted it to be, right? I was like, okay, Jesus. So I look at my text messages on my phone, and the furniture company says, make sure you open the box and inspect it and like look at all the furniture pieces before your assembly guy gets here. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that, actually. I paid for white glove delivery, and you are now telling me to do 2/3 of the white glove delivery. No. And at this point, I had already planned to ask for a refund on the extra money that I paid for white glove delivery because they did not give me white glove delivery. But whatever, I've got the love seat and it was sitting in my living area. And so I wait out the week, and on Friday, the assembly person comes, young guy, and he opens up the box, and immediately we discover this horrid mildew smell, and there's mold all over the couch. And I was like, oh no. I actually wasn't like that broken up about it. I was just like, more shit that I'm gonna have to do, right? And so he starts talking with like a representative from his company or from the furniture place or whatever. And we identify that like there's mold all over this, and there's like mold roots in the legs. The furniture was damp. There was black mold all over the cushions, and there was mold roots in the wood composite legs. And after a phone call, they gave me the customer service number for Wayfair. I call them, and we put the stuff back in the box, and open the window with it being 40 degrees outside, and I have a little fan in my closet. I start blasting the fan just to get all the mildewy smell and mold spores out of my apartment. Seal up the box. The guy's like, I'm really sorry I had to go through this. And I was like, hey, look, it's all right. This stuff happens. And he leaves. So I'm on the phone with Wayfair, and they said, like, okay, here's the thing, right? They said, we can give you a replacement at no cost. We can send you another one. We can send you another love seat. And if that one is in similarly bad condition, then we will take care to dispose of both of them, and you'll get a full refund. We'll give you a full refund. And so I was like, okay, those terms are acceptable. That sounds good to me. Then I wait another week or so, and they don't come and pick up the old one. They just give me the new one. I was like, okay. And it's from the same furniture company because it's the same love seat. Luckily this time, again, I paid for white glove delivery. No such luck. They just put it at the front of the apartment building. Luckily, I ran into the maintenance guy, who's super cool, by the way. He's great. I like him. And he actually offered to help me take it up the stairs. I think this was this was not the same day that like he looked at my light fixture. It was a different day. But he had this little trolley, and he helped me take it up the stairs, and then put it where I wanted to put it. So I said thank you, and he went on his way. And then with this one, I was like, okay, I'm not making this mistake again. I'm going to check this one to see if there's mold on it, because I don't want to have to go through the same shit again. I open it up, instantly mildew smell. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, right? This one was no good either. I could see mold spores on it, not that many, but I'm sure if I turned it over, there would have been more. And just the gross, musty smell. So I was like, all right, no. I closed up the box, opened the window again, blasted the fan, and I actually had to go through some extra trouble to repackage these boxes. For the first box, I had some flex tape still. I got a roll of flex tape that had lasted me like almost 10 years. Or I think more along the lines of 7 or 8 years. But I had just run out. So I had to use, just in the interim, I had to use masking tape to seal up the box. Not so much so that you could like ship it or anything, but just so it wouldn't like open again and that smell wouldn't come out. So I had to go to the store and get duct tape, like gray duct tape. And then I was like, okay, shit. And I called them again. I called Wayfair customer support again. And I said, yeah, this one had mold on it too. And so there's in between all this, what I'm kind of skipping is that there's been all sorts of emailing back and forth with myself and my mom and Wayfair, and I'm skipping that because the phone communication fits so much better into this timeline. It just went so much smoother. It's so much easier to communicate everything that happened over the phone, and you wouldn't be getting any new information from like anything that we emailed about. So I talked to the customer support again. It's like, and I explained to them, I gave them the order numbers. Like, okay, you guys said you would send a replacement at no cost. You did, but there was more on that one too. Now I want my full refund. And they said, yes, okay, I understand. And a funny thing is because the order used my mom's email address, they accidentally correctly gendered me, which was kind of funny and affirming while I was going through this absolute bullshit with moldy furniture. But, the customer service people were very accommodating, and they were like, okay, we'll send you instructions on what to do for FedEx to come pick up your furniture, and dispose of it, and you'll get your full refund. I was like, okay, good. But the full refund didn't come all at once. Initially, they only refunded me like 400 some bucks. And I was like, well, hold on. What about the rest of this refund? And they explained like, oh, okay. So you'll get the rest of the refund like in a couple of business days, but you are going to get the full 600 whatever. We went through and double checked and confirmed all the like itemized expenses, whatever. They said you'll get the full amount for all of these things that you included with it. And I was like, okay, thank you. And initially, I had scheduled the FedEx person to haul the furniture. Welcome to capitalism. Kind of. I'll get to that. I'll get to that in like a recap, but I actually don't have any complaints with their customer service. Their customer service was really good, and I like that. But this is still a capitalism problem nonetheless. I scheduled the FedEx like hauling person initially to come here on Monday. The Monday right before Thanksgiving, right? So that then it was like, okay, I can have this taken out of here on Monday, be able to relax a little bit on Tuesday, and then go have Thanksgiving, like go see family on Wednesday, have Thanksgiving lunch on Thursday. But because of some chicanery and like inconsistency between phone calls and emails, a FedEx person actually showed up on Friday before I was ready. They texted me in advance, again, to their credit, but it was like, okay, we're coming on Friday to pick up your furniture. I was like, oh shit, okay, I got to get ready. And so that's where I needed the duct tape. I was like, shit, I gotta fix this up now. And I had to go through the trouble of basically taking all the masking tape off and replacing it with duct tape so that not only would the box not just open on its own, it would be secure enough to endure like a shipping route on FedEx. Goodbye. Do not want bot viewers. Thank you. Unless they are bot in the sense that they spend money on me and my stream. I do want those kinds of viewers. Anyways, so it became much more of a hurry to package up these things again. I made extra sure to seal up any holes in the box. I didn't want any like mildew smell coming out of there. And then this lady from FedEx, nice lady, came by and she was like, hey, I'm here for the boxes. And she was actually like very surprised at how big of boxes they were. And I was like, yeah, I had to take these up here both by myself, basically. Luckily, the maintenance guy helped me with the second one. But I encountered another problem, which is in the process of printing out shipping labels, which was another thing I had to do. They didn't just, come with return shipping labels or whatever. I had to go print those out myself at the library, which cost me 20 cents. She was like, yeah, you got 2 boxes, but only 1 shipping label here. So you'd have to duct tape these together, like Death Stranding style. And I was like, okay, shit. I was trying to figure out how to do that. But then she's nicest lady from like delivery company I've probably ever met. She was like, you know what? Just don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. I'll just make sure they're both shipped like as one unit. You just might get 2 calls about the same shipping order. Just remember that, you got rid of 2 boxes. So if they call you twice about the same item, it just means they got the other one. I was like, okay, thank you so much. And so it ended up being, I just had to bring the boxes out into the hallway out front of my apartment because she said, like, yeah, as a product of FedEx rules and whatever, I can't come into your house. So I just need you to bring these boxes outside here, and then I can take it from there. You don't got to worry about it. And so she was like, all right, I'll take it from here. Don't worry about a thing. Have a good day. This should all be sorted out. And so it ended on a nice positive note, because she was super nice and also cute. But then I want to look through my call history here because it doesn't stop there. Let me go to my phone to see recents here. Yeah, on Wednesday, this is, I was out of town. I was back in the DC area. I got a call from FedEx that I only saw when I came back home to my apartment after Thanksgiving. And the call was like, yeah, our FedEx guy came by on Tuesday to try to pick up the boxes, but they failed. Be careful if you show your phone on screen, I might call you. I did not intend to show my phone. I just needed to double check to see what day I received a phone call from FedEx. But it was like, yeah, we tried to pick up the box and failed. Not on the day that I had initially scheduled, but the day after, when I was already like, no, not Tuesday, Wednesday. They called on Wednesday because they tried to pick it up on Wednesday. I was already out of town. Weird miscommunication between, I'm assuming, Wayfair and FedEx, because nothing had been scheduled for that Wednesday. And then I tried to call them back, but I just got like an automatic operator that didn't lead anywhere. Like I wanted to speak to somebody to confirm, like, yeah, somebody from FedEx already came by the previous week. Sorry for the little communication mix up. Just don't worry about coming and picking up these boxes for disposal for my apartment because they're gone already. And like, that leads me to where I am now, where it's been like a whole awkward process of several weeks up to this point. But at least now I'm back to the point where I don't have a fucking biohazard in my apartment. What is this company doing where mold showed up on the furniture? I guess that's kind of where I get to the recap, right? This company, apparently, I learned from the assembly guy who came here to assemble the first love seat that we discovered had mold all over it. Apparently, this furniture company is a Chinese company, or maybe not a Chinese company, but rather they ship from China. Product of offshoring, which is a capitalism thing, means that they just assemble or like they build it overseas and then ship it to the United States because that's cheaper than if you built it in the United States, because you can basically use slave labor in much poorer countries. You can just pay people nothing and make so much fatter of a profit margin by doing so. And because of that, because of, I guess, manufacturing defects, like there was a hole in the box, water got in, and then the furniture was damp and it grew mold all over it. Because there's no fucking construction standards anymore, because, everything has to be line going up and that type shit. It's not about like rendering the best possible quality of good or service. It's about what kind of margin you can make. And any and all sacrifices to the quality of the good or service will be made in pursuit of that line going up. So that's what the company was doing, which means aggregators like Wayfair are a total crapshoot. Yeah, we hate slavery. Just don't look at that country that has slavery over there that we outsource all our jobs to so that you can't find work here. There's just slavery over there. Um, Shit ass experience with the furniture, pretty positive experience with the customer service. And, that leads me basically not quite back to square one, but pretty close. After Thanksgiving, when I came back to my apartment, we brought kitchen chairs with us. So now I do actually have a nice kitchen table with some chairs. I don't have to eat breakfast in my nice reading chair anymore. I don't have to like be super, super careful about like not spilling the, like milk from the cereal bowl or whatever. Because I have an actual kitchen table that's meant for mealtime. But I don't have a love seat, and the plan kind of shifted for me. Like, funnily enough, my mom and I were talking about it, and she was like, "Okay, so what do you want to do now? What do you want to do to get another love seat?" And I actually had to say, I'm not going to do anything. I think I've had my fill with like trying to find furniture for the time being. I don't need a love seat drastically right now, because I'm just one person living in this apartment. So I think I'm going to wait until 2026 to start looking for a couch again. Unless, of course, I live in near a college, and I really like college furniture. That stuff, it's not particularly glamorous, but common between that sort of stuff and the furniture that gets handed out between generations is that it is fucking indestructible. It is actually built with solid wood, none of that composite crap. And if I could have one of those, like a love seat that a college would typically have, then I would be pretty damn happy. And I found out in the course of looking for a love seat, colleges do surplus stuff sometimes. Like sometimes you can just snipe some old furniture from a college on a surplus sale or whatever the fuck, right? The military does the same thing. In fact, the military and colleges for their dormitory living arrangements use like pretty similar furniture. Yeah, furniture that could fucking withstand a nuke going off. I had this furniture all throughout college, and sometimes it was like the bed was pretty firm, which is not a problem for me because I like firm bedding. I know some people don't prefer that, but like never once in my entire college life did I ever have any complaints with the sturdiness of the furniture. It is really good shit. The problem is if you try to buy it OEM, colleges get it for fucking cheap because they have contracts with these furniture companies. They have deals with them where they can buy stuff in bulk. It's kind of like how high schools can afford a lot of MacBooks because each one is only like a couple $100 per unit because they buy them in bulk. Where if you tried to buy it from like Best Buy, it'd be $1,500. Yeah, colleges legitimately to give you an idea if you're not familiar with the kind of furniture I'm talking about, which I'm sure you probably are depending on where you live, how old you are. You could say that colleges literally have military grade furniture for their dorms, and you would not be making it up even remotely. Like this, probably the same companies manufacture. In fact, I've seen the websites of these companies. The same companies manufactured the furniture for the college that I went to, the college my dad went to, various other colleges around the country, the college that I live nearby, and the military. Like they advertise on their website, this is what a typical military dorm arrangement looks like. And it's literally the furniture that like I used in college. So the plan is I'm going to like legit, I'm going to make a phone call to the college and ask them like, hey, do you guys have any like furniture surplus at the end of the semester? I would love to just like snipe a love seat if you guys have like a spare or whatever. If there's ever like or if you're trying to offload one for cheap, I'll take it. Though I might need some help getting it up the stairs in my apartment. Um, you know, Should probably pay some college kid $50. They'll be like, ah, sweet. $50 for an hour of hauling the heaviest fucking thing I've ever carried in my life. I know secondhand shit is so good. It honestly, I feel like it is a mark against, again, this is another mark against capitalism, that like the go-to is you always have to go to the marketplace, like the established marketplace where there's like market rate furniture or whatever, because like they'll run your pockets dry for some bullshit. I would know. Like I somehow was convinced that I needed a new bed frame. Again, it was from a person who need not be named. You know, similar person, similar type of person rather, to people I have complained about on other occasions. Said like, well, you want a new bed frame, right? And I was like, you know, like, I don't really need one, but in my head I was like, okay, yeah, sure. You know, I'm getting some new stuff, like new mattress. I genuinely did need a new mattress. So we got a new bed frame. It was like a $1,400 bed frame. You know, it was not cheap, and it was like easily worse, like so much worse construction quality than my previous bed frame, which is the one that I still use. It's a bed frame that we've had since like I was a kid. It's not the same bed frame. I think this was my sister's bed frame, and then like she got a new bed, so she just gave me that one, and I was like, all right, sick. So in that sense, that was also secondhand furniture, and then you know the firsthand stuff is like absolutely not. But yeah, you know the hand me down bed frame, most indestructible shit I've ever had in my life. Like legitimately, when my dad and I were taking apart that bed frame to try building the new one, I was like, holy shit, this is indestructible. I was like, this is like, this is, you know, the dad meme of like, yeah, that's not going anywhere. You know, it's crazy. And I still have that bed frame. I still use it. And it was like made in Vietnam, random fucking piece of furniture made in Vietnam. For whatever reason, they decided, what if we just went sicko mode with like 20 screws on either side of this bed frame, and like you will never be able to break it if you try. You would literally need like industrial grade machinery to like break a bed frame like that. I legitimately don't think you could do it on purpose if you had anything less than maybe a sledgehammer, and maybe not even then. But yeah, secondhand furniture is the goat. Furniture that you buy like new is actually way more of a crapshoot than furniture that you can find secondhand. You know? Yeah, fake companies, like the real companies are not that profitable. And they're like, yeah, we're going to build something so durable that like we might go out of business, but your fucking grandkids are going to be able to use this chair or whatever. Like this is going to be, you're going to use this, your kids are going to sit on this kitchen chair, your grandkids are going to sit on this kitchen chair, right? Like this is going to outlive the fucking memory that this company ever existed. Unless the name of the company is like printed somewhere on the chair, right? And then like half the companies that work with Wayfair are just like, yeah, we'll sell you this furniture for fucking, we'll sell you this $1,000 sofa that like, that comes apart at the seams 2 years after you buy it. So you have to buy another $1,000 sofa. You know the meme about like the wealthy man buys shoes for $50. The poor man buys 5 pairs of shoes for $10 each, but his feet are still wet. It's actually like the inverse of that, where the smart guy, the smart individual knows where to find good shoes secondhand for $10 and never has to buy another pair in his life. Meanwhile, somebody drops $50 on a new pair of shoes and has to buy another $50 pair of shoes next year because it's just shit. You know? And the reason they can get away with that is just because it takes a lot more effort, takes a lot more labor to find a good secondhand deal for furniture. You just have to go further out of your way to find furniture secondhand than the kind of effort that it would take like to go on Wayfair or Amazon. Yeah, a lot of stuff is like that. You get convenience, but it's such a crapshoot whether you're getting anything that's actually worth a damn. I think there's a meme about IKEA. Yeah. Funnily enough, IKEA tends to be on the better end of that because you at least get what you're buying. You know, it's so bad these days that IKEA isn't even the bottom of the barrel anymore. Shit, my parents. Here's another furniture story. There's a small furniture story. My parents have this sofa. It's this like weird, gross barf green color. I've never understood why people made furniture like that. Regardless, they have had this sofa since I was a little baby. I have early childhood memories that involve sitting on that sofa or jumping up and down on that sofa because kids do that. In like the living room of our old house and listening to music and stuff like that. And again, it's like that indestructible shit. And you know where they got it? They got it at a second, like not even secondhand, maybe even third hand place called The Dump. It was one of those like late 90s, early 2000s ass furniture shop things with those cheesy ads. My mom even told me about it. She was like, oh yeah, the ad was like, let's go to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. It sounds so stupid even just saying it. But yeah, that was the place was called The Dump. And it was for like tertiary third hand furniture. This was when my dad was working at the Democratic Party and my parents were like just out of grad school and they were like, yeah, we were fucking broke college grads, so we needed a place to get cheap furniture. So we went to The Dump, not the actual like landfill, but a place called The Dump, where they had all this unwanted furniture. And sure, it was barf green, but again, like indestructible sofa acquired for, I don't fucking know how cheap. It was the fucking early 2000s. You could go to a grocery store and get a week's worth of groceries for $40 for a family of 3. You know, it's almost like the further removed you get from market incentives controlling the flow of goods and services and the profit motive, the more you distance yourself from the pure interest of making a profit, the more likely it is you will receive a good quality of good or service. The problem is that the profit incentive and market logic is has so thoroughly consumed a lot of modern society that it's becoming increasingly harder to find a place where you don't need to engage with that. Not 100% at least. I mean, obviously, if you're going to a furniture shop called The Dump, you're still buying furniture. You're still engaging with the market to that extent. But it's kind of like out of the, in the like very, very peripheral vision of the market where it's like, not really that much part of the regular flow of business. Kind of like how buying used cars used to be before car dealerships specifically set their sights on reabsorbing that into the part of the market that they control already. Used cars used to be fucking dirt cheap. Um, yeah. Funnily enough, Gotron, I have actually, this is one of the few things where I've seen a very widespread social recognition that if furniture breaks, it's actually probably not because you were being too rough with it. I think people have started to recognize because of the decrease in quality of furniture builds. It used to be that people would say, oh, don't be too rough with your furniture or whatever. But people start to recognize and have recognized for a while now that like a lot of furniture is just not that well constructed. So it's like, it's not your fault that this broke. That this company doesn't build shit that's like worth having, right? So that's one of the few things that I think like we actually don't blame individual persons for like mishandling their furniture when their furniture breaks or whatever. Imagine the thumbnail of this video being a moldy chair. I don't know if I'm even gonna make this a video, but sure, maybe. Remember the memes comparing the price of iPhone X to various used cars? I feel like that's an indictment of the iPhone X either way. Like, it doesn't matter if we're talking about used cars pre car dealership recuperation or post car dealership recuperation. Either way, it's like that's pretty bad. It's fun to imagine. Yeah, I know. I might look. I've been working on a lot of other stuff too. Like I just uploaded a video yesterday. I need to upload one today that I have on the back burner. That's like all processed and stuff. And I've been working on the tier list, which I have exported all the videos of. All 51 videos are now exported and rendered. It's just a matter of finishing up the thumbnails, titles, and descriptions for the last like 1/3 of them. And then they are set to premiere pretty soon. Or at least the first one's going to premiere, and then the subsequent ones will just be regular uploads. So get ready for the fucking biggest video project that I've ever worked on. And it's going to be a little bit jarring because that was streamed back in February. So it was before it was before my egg cracked. And it was before I did voice training. So, I'm going to sound a lot different in those videos. But I stand by the analysis in those videos still. That's why I thought it was a good idea to upload them. Like before, recently got an update out of nowhere. I did not, because I'm not a Pikmin head. I haven't played any Pikmin games. It's not my cup of tea. But that's kind of odd. I wonder why they did that. Anyways, thus concludes, I suppose, furniture story time. We could make that a segment, I guess. Future me, you could like you cut it here somewhere if you feel like it, Story of my grapples with trying to buy furniture lately, and then like various musings about the state of the furniture market, whatever markets in general, etc., etc. Yeah, yeah. Cut the segment. Some quality of life stuff like difficulties. I gotcha. People call me weird for not playing the normie games. Like I don't play Smash, Zelda, Call of Duty, etc. I mean, I don't play Zelda or Call of Duty. I play Smash Bros, but gaming has become such a huge medium. It's become like possibly the largest media industry on Earth. So obviously there's going to be a lot of normie games that a lot of normies don't even play, right? Like I play Smash Bros. I play Pokemon. Those are normie games. I play Minecraft, very normie game. Uh, I play Mario on occasion. Mario Kart, also pretty normie stuff. I play Street Fighter, which is, I guess you could also call that normie too. Probably I don't play a lot of like non-normie games. I guess I'm just like really interested in some of the normie games that I do play. Um, Hot take: Call of Duty should be dead as a franchise. I agree. The entire point of Call of Duty, like initially it was like, oh, haha, shooter game, American military, World War II, and then it just became like neoconservative military industrial complex propaganda with like the Modern Warfare series and shit. Like imagine being so reactionary and paranoid that you believe that Russia is like the gravest threat that the West faces, and that like it's the job of the United States to like they were unironically doing the America needs to send troops in the Middle East to spread freedom type shit for Modern Warfare 1 and 2 back in the day. Like how sometimes when I don't like something, I find out later it's a conservative. That's actually a great feeling when you're like, I don't know, I don't like this because of this, this, and this. And you find out like it has a massive reactionary conservative fan base. It's like, okay, even more reason not to like it. And I feel vindicated, you know? Like I think that, you know, from a world building perspective, Call of Duty is like not that interesting, with one exception being like some parts of the Black Ops series. I think Black Ops 1 and then definitely Black Ops Cold War. It was like, okay, they tried something, right? Black Ops Cold War was like, oh yeah, the American government does war crimes. And also here's this fictitious plot where it's like, oh yeah, to ensure the freedom of the West, we have put nukes and pointed them at every single country that we are allied with to trigger a false flag where it's like, oh yeah, the Russians did it or some shit like that. I don't know. Like that's the only time that Call of Duty ever cooked, probably. Um Hasn't the world almost died to a couple of false flags? Yes. One of them wasn't even a false flag. It was like a computer glitch on a Russian military submarine, or something like that, where the computer fed them like for some reason there was a malfunction in like the computer system of a Russian nuclear sub or some kind of nuclear vessel that said like, holy shit, America has launched nukes and they're flying towards Russia right now at like it's like the nuclear war has started. And they literally were like about to turn the keys and one of the officers was like, this doesn't fucking feel right. I'm not turning that key. And it turns out like that hunch was correct or something because it was like, yeah, the computer gave us bad info. Nobody actually launched a nuke. That's probably the only time the world has genuinely come close to nuclear war. Nukes have always been just like, yeah, that one time, it's like one guy was like, nah, this ain't it, chief. And then like everybody lived because of that. But a hot take that I have is that that's like the only time that nuclear war was a real threat to like global stability, in the sense that the war might actually happen. Nukes have always been so world ending that every country that has them for the same reason that they know never to use them, right? Any country that is rational enough to recognize that nukes help them to propagate geopolitical power is also rational enough to recognize that nukes only project that power because you never intend to actually use them. If you use nukes, the threat of nukes goes away. Like the abstract threat of nukes goes away. And it becomes a moot point because if you use the nukes, that triggers a nuclear war and that erases everything that you could like want to have power over. Effectively, nukes have proliferated to the point that the red button is like the end the world button, and nobody's gonna push that button, right? Yeah, this is exactly how North Korea still exists, you know? Because nobody's gonna actually use nukes, but North Korea has nukes, which is enough to make other countries like not bother them that much. So they can do their little totalitarian autarky project. Only thing I know about Call of Duty is the one scene where people are shooting at civilians. Yeah, that's Modern Warfare 2. North Korea probably wouldn't fire any themselves if they want to keep existing. Yeah, no, the most that North Korea has done is like fire some nukes in the direction of Japan and South Korea, landing them in the ocean for the sake of like nuclear tests, which is just a manner of geopolitical posturing. It's their preferred method of posturing to their neighbors to just remind them, like, hey guys, we have nukes. Don't like do some CIA coup type shit. You know, they if North Korea wanted to, they could nuke South Korea or Japan, but they obviously don't want to because that would incite a war between themselves and South Korea or Japan, and by extension, you know, the United States and other countries. You know, the world is formed of a very complex network of alliances geopolitically. Um, you know, oh yeah, I saw this. I saw this at the beginning of stream. Jesse E. Art, thank you for the follow. They followed 3 days ago, so I think I had just gotten back, or maybe not even. I might have still been in the DC area, but you guys know I like to shout out everybody who follows. So has there been any? Yeah, there has been some interesting stuff in politics. Politics has been oddly quiet since I left for Thanksgiving, which is a strange sentence to say. Post like Epstein files release. Well, I guess the Epstein files haven't released because they still need to go through the DOJ, and the DOJ is gonna like DOJ is gonna like censor all the instances of Donald Trump's name that they can, and then the files will be released to the public. Uh, at that point, I don't know whether any further like hubbub will happen as a result of it, but I think the consequences have already been felt to the extent that like Trump can't aura farm anymore, and the Republican Party can't aura farm off of Trump. You know, uh, I feel like anything that happens from this point forward is just going to fracture the MAGA coalition further. So the Trump admin has to like try to prevent things from happening. But that, again, that also puts them into a corner because the emotional appeal that they made to their base is that they would make things happen. You know, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, all revolving around the Epstein files because you know, a massive cabal of powerful people that engage in power broking through the medium of child sex trafficking, because they're also all child sex predators. And that's very bad for their narrative weaving with respect to their base. They can't aura farm anymore. Type shit. You know how I feel about that. I've explained that already. That like the MAGA movement is kind of dead. I guess that might be kind of the reason that things have been so quiet. I don't know. It's crazy how Trump applied a World War III threat, not from Russia or the usual U.S. adversaries, but by NATO responding. The U.S. Decided to take Canada or Greenland by force. Oh yeah. That's just because like Trump just says shit, right? Like I think that was like when I think that was when Elon Musk was in his ear. Somebody was like talking to Trump more frequently, who like isn't really that present in the administration anymore. And I think it was Elon Musk because of some like tech native America shit, where it was this old fascist business person wet dream from the 30s, where it's like, oh yeah, America will expand to annex Canada and Greenland. You know, and like basically the American version of Lebensraum, which is even more stupid than the German version because America is literally like the largest, like America, with the exception of maybe Russia, is the most land abundant country on Earth. You know, like there's the most available land in the United States for how many people live there. And by available land, I mean like usable land. I know Canada has a lot of land too, but a lot of that is like you get a certain point north in Canada. And a lot of that is like so cold that it's really hard to do anything with, like very thickly forested and cold and like not very opportune for various farming or like nation building purposes. It's kind of funny that nukes kind of forced a bit of peace. Yeah, that is kind of interesting to me that like for a little while there was a legitimate scare over nuclear war, but then like because everybody recognizes how internecine nuclear war could be, that basically just ruled out all warfare for any countries that had nuclear weapons. So like paradoxically, a world where there were no nukes would be more straightforwardly violent. There would be more geopolitical hard power by militaries, boots on the ground, exercised than the one we currently live in, right? The method of extending geopolitical influence by direct military invasion and conflict would have dissipated a lot slower if there weren't nuclear weapons, if there weren't the looming threat of like, oh yeah, any warfare between countries would escalate to this world-ending conflict with nukes that can destroy an entire city at once. Yeah, because of nuclear weapons giving like the opportunity for warfare to escalate beyond conventional warfare to a new level. Now no countries want, like there are no countries that really want to engage in conventional warfare because of the fear that it might escalate to that point, with the exception, notably, of Russia and Ukraine, which kind of proves the point that I'm talking about. The only reason that Russia invaded Ukraine is because of how much political capital they had spent on trying to block Ukraine from having access to any sort of military resources that involve nuclear weapons, right? The only reason that a conventional war between Russia and Ukraine can happen is because Russia is the aggressor and Ukraine, the country on the defensive, doesn't have nukes. A lot of people have pointed this out, not the least of which Kyle Kalinske and Hassan Piker. But if Ukraine had nukes, this would not have happened. They're like, please, I just want to conquer and kill people. What's wrong with that? Yeah, well, there's like a revanchist vision. A lot of, as weird as it sounds, a lot of military invasions and incursions, at least from countries that have a more stable form of government, like not including like warlords in failed states here, right? Countries where there is a state to speak of. Military action usually occurs with some kind of purpose, right? Like, even if it's some American center of humiliation type shit, America wants oil from Venezuela. Russia wants the more influence over the natural gas pipeline, and they want Chernozem and Black Sea access from Ukraine. They have an actual nation-building interest for invading Ukraine. People, human capital, land, farmland, natural gas resources, access to the Black Sea, trade routes. These are all material motivators that would strengthen the Russian economy, theoretically, allegedly, which motivate the invasion of Ukraine. And the invasion of Ukraine is only a viable option because they don't have nukes and they don't have any allies in a tight-knit alliance that also have nukes, Don't they already have access via Crimea? Yes, and they had access without Crimea too, but they want more, right? Again, this is a capitalism thing where the markets must always expand. Market share must always expand. Profits must always grow. Line must always go up. That is simply a method of making line go up. This is also why Russia occasionally breathes down the neck of the Baltics, and the Baltics shit themselves and start like getting really defensive, but then Russia immediately backs off or keeps it at just like lame posturing because the Baltics are part of NATO, and if Russia invaded, they would instantly get nuked by France's entire nuclear arsenal, and then, Britain's nuclear arsenal, or like whoever the fuck has nukes, right? Is it really that much faster if annexing Ukraine goes well? Yes, it does actually matter. For the land in Ukraine, here, we can actually pull up a map of this. This is the last thing I want to talk about, then I'll get to gaming. But yes, it does actually matter to have access to that many more Black Sea ports. Here, let's go to Google Earth actually, not Google Maps. We're gonna have a look at Google Earth, right? So here's Russia, here's Ukraine, right? And here's the Black Sea. Here's the Sea of Azov. Right now, prior to the like annexation, oh, you guys can't see. What is going on here? Main window. Oh, it was, yes, that's my capture card was on top of the, wait, that's not the monitor you guys should be looking at. Hold on, go back to that shit. Okay, now, yes, there we go. Okay. So here we are in Google Earth. Here's Russia, here's Ukraine, right? Right now, the prior to the annexation of Crimea by Russia in 2013, what Russia had was Black Sea access through the Sea of Azov and through this strait right here. And then Black Sea access through this little bit of land north of Georgia, right? This is also part of the reason that Russia invaded Georgia in 2008 and you know, like the what is it, the Abkhazia region or whatever. This is more Black Sea land, right? So currently, let's see what kind of cities, port cities, are next to the Black Sea. We have where let's see, borders, labels, places, roads. There we go. Okay, so there are some port towns here, right? But it's not that many. These are all the like port towns and cities that are on the Russian part of the Black Sea, right? From here up to here. This is the Russian access to the Black Sea directly, right? Not counting the stuff they have on the Sea of Azov here. Which means they have kind of limited access to this. With Ukraine, look how many cities are on the Black Sea in Ukraine. Look how much farmland. God, look at all that farmland. You know, obviously there is Mykolaiv. There's where is it? I think there's the city of Azov as well, somewhere around here. There's Mariupol as well. There's more port towns and like cities bordering the Black Sea, right? Kherson as well. Odessa. So if Russia, like Russia's aims are to basically either absorb Ukraine or like gain more influence over it such that it will have access in some respect to all of this land on the Black Sea, right? Technically, yeah, they already have some pretty good access to the Black Sea here. But you notice a lot of this is kind of mountainous, right? It can be a little bit difficult. There's more limited road networks to get to these cities. And there's not quite as many of them. These cities might not be as big, it looks like from Google Earth here. So while they can access the Black Sea, they don't have the kind of volume necessary to do the kind of stuff that they want. Basically, they don't have as much market share or as much control over the Black Sea as somewhere like Ukraine or Turkey. Look at how much Turkey's got Istanbul. There's a lot of cities in the north here. So basically there's that much more volume, sheer amount of trade Russia could be doing with the coastline that Ukraine has, which is their sort of motive for doing this, which pairs nicely with all of the really, really fertile farmland that's in Ukraine, all of the Chernozem, with all this land that borders the Black Sea, near Mykolaiv and Kherson and Mariupol and all that stuff. There's very, very fertile farmland. So not only do you get the points of access to the Black Sea, you get the farmland, you get the product that you can export. This land that Russia has invaded and wants to take for themselves is very, very economically productive. And right here is a channel by which you can easily make use and take advantage of that economic productivity. But right now, the only sea access Russia has is this right here and this up here, and Kaliningrad too. Where's that? Right here. Yep, Kaliningrad. And there's also a nice farmland here. But remember, Russia, even though Russia is actually very well situated to be a powerful economy, they're just they are profoundly mismanaged by virtue of how completely captured the country is by the interests of oligarchs and capitalists, right? For the oligarchs and capitalists in Russia, the only way to strengthen the economy is to expand outwards, to expand their influence, right? To grow out this way, where certainly you could make Russia a lot better if you were willing to offend the interests of the oligarchs and capitalists. Same could be said for, any country really. But there's just a lot of economic potential in Ukraine is the thing. See, Kharkiv has the highways to and from the Black Sea. Yes, that's right. There's this territory in Ukraine, very flat, very, very suitable for trade routes and road construction. Yeah, look, it seems like the roads are a lot more robust in this part of Ukraine than they are in this part of Russia. Yeah, look how much more sparse the roads are here. These are shipping routes by virtue of them being roads that connect these cities, right? You have comparatively much more limited shipping options here. And then Ukraine has a lot more. They're paranoid with some guy in France smoking cigarettes, so they won't willingly trade a lot with Europe. Yeah, that's true. Russia has really Russia has not really wanted to incorporate into the European trading markets and stuff because of the rivalry with the United States, because they don't want to compromise themselves to the interests of capitalists from America. As well, I think there's some sound motivating reasoning behind that, but nonetheless, it's they don't want to be America's bitch, basically, which is why they don't pal around with Europe as much, which they should pal around with Europe, because you wouldn't be America's bitch for doing that, right? Yeah. It also, the invasion of Ukraine also serves to feed off of very nationalistic and revanchist narratives coming out of Russia about the former Soviet Union and the expansion of the Russian imperial domain and that sort of thing. So it's it initially, at the very least, it was an energizing force for the population to sort of coalesce behind Putin and the Kremlin, sort of a consolidatory measure. From a realpolitik perspective, I think it made sense at the time. But I think now Russia is actually kind of in sunk cost fallacy territory, where they've been bogged down in Ukraine. They're making some advances now, but they've been bogged down in Ukraine for years. And it's if they leave now, they for sure get nothing. They're kind of just in this now to get some sort of consolation prize, basically. Yeah. Hopefully has a ton of fun dealing with the radiation at Chernobyl if Russian goals are caved into. Chernobyl's actually pretty well sealed off from what I understand. Yeah. Well, that's Chernihiv. Not Chernobyl. Especially now that they crashed drones in the area. I don't think Russia's going to do some serious sabotage at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. There were a couple scares with that in the past, but again, that didn't end in much more than kind of limp dick posturing from them. Anyways, you guys know I love looking at Google Earth. Yeah, you can actually kind of see that this discoloration. You can see this kind of brown discoloration in the soil. This is all farmland. This is such a good area. I mean, you know, look at how many cities are in Crimea too. You got Feodosia, those are in the, pretty clear why Russia wanted this area too. Sevastopol as well. That's a big city. Wow, look at Sevastopol. This is another thing. This is like the unique shape of Soviet era cities, right? American and European cities don't look like this. Looks like a nice island to live in. Yeah, for sure. Legitimately, I think it actually, living in a former Soviet like apartment building in a city like this, in a location like this, would actually be pretty nice. Geographically. Oh yeah, I'm sure Crimea is actually a very nice place to live. Like if you look at France, let's not choose Paris. Let's look at this like small city outside of Paris, right? Well, maybe not so small city. You can see there's a distinct shape to it, right? You have these like quadrangular shapes, quadrangular blocks, and then you have a bunch of apartments and development per block, right? And you can tell it's very dense and walkable and that sort of stuff. You have the railroads and stuff too. And then we all know what America looks like, right? With the like suburban bullshit. You know, you zoom in on America. Let's go to Ohio. Yeah. And you can see, especially if we go out a little further. Yeah, you go out a little further and you can see this is what American cities look like. This is what passes for urban infrastructure. Jesus Christ, look at this, right? But that's like a distinct shape. And for the most part, countries look one of those two ways. But Russia doesn't look like that, interestingly enough. You zoom back in, I guess, you know, again, this is legally speaking, per international law, this still recognizes Ukrainian territory. But like in the former Soviet states, by and large, there's this very different shape. You know, you do get some of the block construction and whatever, but where was I looking that I saw? Here, look. You can see some of these apartment buildings in these like geometric shapes, right? You can see these like squiggly lines of apartment buildings basically. And there's a store here. There's like some community outlets on the edge of this development. And then like you walk to a bus stop that's around the ring here. And then the bus takes you places. It's an interesting like different, yeah, Soviet era like architecture and urban planning is so interesting because it's so like not present anywhere else. And it's not like these cities are as profoundly dysfunctional as American cities from what it seems like from an aerial viewpoint, right? Like you're not living out in the sticks for the most part. Like you have these rural areas here, but you don't have like suburbs the way that you do in America, right? Like as run down as this is, all this will be like near something. You won't just be like away from anything. Not to my knowledge, at least. You know? And most people, like you see, most of the city is still like these apartment buildings and stuff. I don't know. That's it for me yapping. I really like Google Earth. I really like using Google Earth to look at various places. Like looking at random towns in very far east Russia for fun. Dude, same. I actually, I don't know if you were here for this. You might not have watched the stream yet, but there's actually an apartment building in my Minecraft creative mode world that I built that's just based off of a real ass apartment building in Vladivostok. Where's Vladivostok? It's up here somewhere, right? No, it's down here somewhere. Yes. Like I was just like, oh God, see, look, this is even more like what I'm talking about. This is a denser version. You see the squiggly lines of apartment buildings. I just zoomed into a random place in Vladivostok, found an apartment building, and I was like, I'm going to build this in Minecraft. Anywho. I'm gonna go refill my water, and then we can move on to the gaming portion of the live stream. Actually, I need to do something first. I'm going to attempt to do this when there's no like this. I think this scene should be unaffected because it doesn't have the monitor capture on just this, like, where it's just my head. Here, let me go to settings and show only on one. Keep changes. Yep, okay, that looks like it worked just fine. So I'm gonna go refill my water. I'll be right back, and then I'm gonna launch the Switch 2 to play some Pokémon Legends Z-A. All right. Here's the game. Bought the physical copy. Wow, action-packed battling like never before. That's crazy. This in the Switch. Friendship ended with Mario Kart World. Now Pokemon Legends Z-A is my homie. You will go back in your box. And I actually went through the trouble, boom, of setting up another scene for this, distinctly for the Nintendo Switch. And something's not quite right at the moment. Yeah, there we go. I verified that this works. Very nice. Sure, I will download software update. Let me change the details of the stream. Legends ZA, very good. On Legends ZA. Yes. Okay, perfect. Couldn't connect to the internet. Great. Search for networks, please. Oh, I'm gonna have to here, let me just, you guys are gonna have to look at a black screen for a little while I get the Wi-Fi password. Here somewhere? No, I might have put it on top of my router. It is not there. I don't know where I put it. Oh boy. I hate the always online requirement for stuff nowadays. Gotta be in one of these. Put a lot of stuff in. Sorry about that. Experiencing technical difficulties at the moment. Oh, that's not it. In here. Oh. This is becoming a problem. Wait, I think I remember where it is. Hold up. Brain blast. Gimme neutron moment. Okay. Cool. I have the Wi-Fi password now, so I can enter it in. Okay. Uh-huh. 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 Okay. It's connecting. I know you guys can't see it. That is by design. Connection successful. All right, great. I have now connected to the internet. Software is updating. Yay. I actually did see something I wanted to mention because I was actually on the city owned grocery stores train before a lot of people were. Certainly before it was like a common topic of discourse. And back when conservatives were still like relatively unopposed in just demonizing city owned grocery stores, despite all available evidence showing that they are better at serving community needs for food distribution than like privately owned grocery stores. Um, Maybe able to look at this for a little bit. I wait, no, there's only one monitor available, so I can't actually show this off. Maybe I'll have to do that next stream. Uh, as usual, it's a more perfect union post. The post just reads, "This congresswoman is saving money at a government-owned and operated grocery store." It is Jen Kiggins. What a name. Sunday afternoons are for grocery shopping at the commissary. So thankful to the Defense Commissary Agency for taking care of military families and veterans in Hampton Roads and around the world. I save an average of $2 to $3 off my favorite Tillamook chocolate peanut butter ice cream when I buy it on base. So on military base. Oh, the best part, as we continue to work to lower everyday costs, protecting these types of benefits for our military families continues to be a priority of mine at Congress. So if it's something the military gets exclusively, then conservatives are pro public ownership of grocery stores, but not if it's something that other people get to benefit from. A commissary on a military base in America, military bases have like neighborhoods around them for the families of the military service people. and they have a local commissary instead of just having a private grocery store, which I believe they have as well. They have a government commissary where you can buy the same groceries cheaper. It's me. English, please. Choose an option below. Oh, this is the guy. Okay, okay. I was gonna say these all look like girls to me. Is it? It can't just be me, right? These look like I don't know. Maybe it's the eyes. It must be the eyes. I don't know what kind of customization there is in this game. I don't know how much I can customize my like character. Sure. Change hair color. Dark brown. Okay. Wait. Dark brown. Yeah. Okay, confirm. Yes. Change looks. Oh, okay, there's character customization. I see, I see. Oh, this is fun. I like the angled color contacts. Well, my eyes are brown in real life, so. Voluminous? I mean, that's how my eyelashes look in real life, I guess. Sure. I don't know if I have any beauty spots. I'm just not gonna do those. I know freckles. Those are awfully small, dark circles. My eyes are kind of dark like that, but okay, yeah. Sure. Do I not get to customize my hair? Yeah. Get to customize hair color, but that's it. Okay, well, I'll continue. Who's ready for the whole town that's one 3D model? Oh, is this another I fell out of the sky type shit? Oh, hey, I know that guy. He's from Pokemon X and Y. Damn, dude, the Eiffel Tower is wildin' at 3 a.m. Oh, dude, I'm on the train? Let's go. I love trains. Okay. Invasion of the Body Snatchers type shit or not. I don't know. Train has arrived. Yay. Oh, I can move around. Nice. We made it. Hello, Helioptile. Oh, these camera controls are not good. How do I do this? Autosave function. You can also save manually by pressing R. Okay. Help and settings. Okay, controls, please. I need camera controls. Can you... Oh, please. Settings. Camera. Yes. Okay. Inverted. Inverted. Oh. That is so much better. The inverted camera controls sound like they would be not great, but honestly, it is like the only way I know how to control a camera like that. Okay. Help and settings. Gameplay. Enable, rumble, text speed. No, I'll always set that to fast. Fixed minimap is fine, I suppose. Background music. 10, 10, 10. Okay. How loud is... The game's not very loud. Maybe I could turn it up a little bit. -20. There we go. Okay. That should be good. Game controls. When focusing. Hold on. Focusing is Oh, right. Okay, so I can't do that right now. It's over this way. Nothing. Oh, she got nice shoes? Do I have nice shoes? I can't see my shoes. Let me see my shoes. I want to see if I have nice shoes. Oh. Hello. Find wild Pokemon in the city. Very cool. Bro, she's gonna sick her dog on somebody. That's fucked up. Bienvenue. Okay. Start you. Hello. It's fucking Starro from DC Comics. Can I sit on the... No, they put the anti-homeless benches in this game? No. Curse the fucking American markets and the need to appeal to the bullshit American design. I hate the anti-homeless benches so much. Legitimately, one of the things that, like, when I was, sometimes when I had, like, a more depressive day, when I was back in the DC area, I'd take a walk, and there's, like, a park near where I used to live, and the park had benches, but they were anti-homeless benches. And I was like, you know, if I felt particularly destructive one day, I could order a crowbar online and literally pry the fucking one of these things off the like anti-homeless bench to make it like a regular bench again. But then I decided not to because I didn't want like to get fucking arrested for that or something. And I also recognized that that was just like some adventurism bullshit. But nonetheless, I fucking hate this. I hate that this actually might be one of the things I have problems with in this game, is that in the effort to appeal to the American market, they put anti-homeless benches in the game. Honestly, for all the complaints I've seen about this game, none of them include that you can't sit on the benches and that the benches are anti-homeless benches. Which shows you exactly how seriously you should take the kinds of people who frequently talk about these games. Okay. Let's go. Title card. Whoa. Okay. That kind of hurt my eyes looking at it. Not gonna lie. Oh, I do have nice shoes. Cool. Pokemon Center. Everybody's out and about doing their shit. That's cool. It's a Pokemon Center. No, he's an influencer. Are we gonna be vigilantes or something? No, we're getting pickpocketed. True to the Paris experience. Damn, she got nice jeans too. I wish I could find jeans like that. Jesus. I'm not doing free advertising for you, dude. I feel like I'm being subjected to state propaganda right now. Oh, it's the... Okay, it's the fucking Pokemon intro. Nonetheless, this still feels like state propaganda. Wild zones. Okay, I've seen people talk about that there's wild zones. Okay. Urban redevelopment plan. Oh god, are they gonna like turn the city into a suburb? Okay, no, they're not that evil. Our construction work. Brought to you by Quasartico Inc. I have a feeling that this is going to be an antagonistic force in the game, given the fact that they are a company. Damn, he's fucking CEO pilled? Cringe. I see. Pickpocketed by a small Pokemon. Get that motherfucker. No. The fuck you talking about? Yeah, that is your bad, actually. You're like, hey, do free advertising for me. Okay. I'm moving. Presumably this is going to be like the Pokemon battling tutorial section of the game. Unless... What? People actually know this guy? Oh, they're gassing him up. I get it. I'm taking that shit back. Okay. Wait, why? Okay. Why is it 2 Johto starters and then Tepig? That doesn't make sense. Alright, sure. Totodile. Sure. Okay. So, they didn't explain... Wait. How is this battle system gonna work? It's not gonna be turn-based, is it? It's gonna be like... this is like less turn-based than what they usually do? Gonna pinch him and then go Totodile. Okay. These have a tutorial section or something? There we go. Okay. Hold down ZL to focus on the opposing Pokemon that you want to target, then use A or other buttons to order your Pokemon. Oh, it's the mystery dungeon system. Okay, I see. So, I see. Okay, okay. So there's, okay, so there's recharge timers for the moves. That makes sense. I see, I see. So it's like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but in addition to the hold ZL and press one of the 4 main buttons, you have recharge timers on your moves to make it more action-based and not turn-based. Okay, okay, okay. That's fun. I like that combat system. You know what it actually reminds me of? Pokemon Mystery Universe, which is a online PC-based MMO of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Okay, sure. Cool. Alright, so I have a Totodile now. I don't like how hard they try to make the rival cool when they're like not. The enthusiasm is infectious though. I'll say that much. It's just enough to get over how annoying they are, I think. Okay, so there's hollow barriers in a battle zone. What does that mean? And challenge you to a battle on the spot. Somewhere safe right nearby. Let's go. Okay. Remember, this is not like a particularly good game. You just gotta remember that, like, Nintendo has decided that this is their, like, Pokemon is their low-effort cash cow franchise, and the people at Game Freak and, like, the dev team are actually still trying to treat it like a passion project, which is why they're willing to try new things. But then Nintendo just seems perpetually unwilling to give them the resources to see those ideas through, which is why you get a lot of, like, half-completed, half measures and shit like that. Okay, well. She got Cleffa. Okay. Alright. Leer, while that stuff is recharging. Water gun. X, right. I keep forgetting that tackle is on X, not A. That's my B. Oh, she got another Pokemon. Okay. And then just use tackle again, and we're good. Okay, great. Nice. Very fun battling system. What do you mean wasted time? You lost! If anything, I feel like that's a wake-up call. It's like, bro, I'm not even part of the team, and you challenge me anyway, and then you lose? Like, dang. Where's he gone? Oh. Oh, more people. Great. Hello. Imagine it removes it and it's like a horrifying eldritch monster. Like completely incomprehensible. Okay. Over-exaggerated ass looking ass animations. So this is the wall of the... Okay, so you have to specifically enter and exit those battle zones. I see, I see. Just through here. Assuming this is the hotel. I'm the only guest at this hotel. That's fucking funny. Extremely unrealistic for a hotel in Paris, but also very funny. Oh, it's this guy. He's a lot taller than I remember. Oh, it's a little tiny Zygarde thing. And nobody saw that for some reason. Uh-huh. I guess they give you the whole spiel of like, oh yeah, you're a Pokemon trainer now, because they assume that like there's some kid out there that's playing this is their first Pokemon game. Second floor. Room 202. That's my room. Very good. Oh, it's got a radiator? I like this place. Oh, it has two radiators. You know what? That makes sense. Because the in countries where a lot of buildings were built before modern heat and AC systems like HVAC and central heating, it's very difficult to retrofit those kinds of buildings because of the materials they were built out of, and because so much of the city was built so long ago. It's hard to retrofit them with like new stuff. So a lot of times it's easier to have some errant light fixtures, like even wiring is kind of tough to do, and then like have radiators instead of like central heat and AC. And for some of these buildings, they might not need like central heat and AC that badly, because many older buildings were built with like were constructed with airflow specifically in mind. In fact, it's only once central heat and AC were invented as a concept that buildings stopped being designed with circulation of air from the outside in mind, you know? That's why like a lot of buildings in America have really bad circulation outside of what the central heating unit can do. And sometimes even with that. But anyways. Okay, is there nothing else really to do? I guess not. Okay, I will rest until tomorrow morning in game. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I love that they don't actually give you a meaningfully different option. By which I mean it's annoying, but also like kind of funny. Okay. I escaped from the fucking open season ass zone. Oh, so he did see the fucking thing. He just didn't say anything. I see. What is he cooking? Meet up in the lobby. Okay. Oh, I can't take the bag with me? Huh. Okay. Well, let's go then. Did I see anything out the window? No, it's just a blurred mess. Dang it. Let me look something up. This just reminded me. Here, hold on. Pokemon? A lot of people have talked about like the 3 to 5 year Pokemon game development cycle. I I swear I remembered somewhere that somebody inside either Game Freak or Nintendo or the Pokemon company said like we're gonna like postpone. We might be like ending the 3-year development cycle. I maybe not immediately, but like gradually. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna probably push back like the release date of future Pokemon games and stuff like that following this game, I believe. I don't know. I want to believe that like they would be willing to do that, but at the same time, the economically rational part of my brain knows the kind of niche this fills, this game franchise fills for Nintendo, which is not really compatible with developing a good game. Does that make sense? Fucking surveillance state ass looking ass. Oh man. Team MZ. What the fuck is... Okay. Fine, fine. You had me at Pokemon battling or something. I don't know. Gave me a jacket and satchel? Oh, okay. Cool. Completely unblinking, unmoving. You know, it's probably because I was also watching like the Sejam Tekken Slam or whatever recently, but this game, I just remembered Pokken Tournament. And now that game was actually like kind of cool. Battle zone activated. Sundown. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Z to A is like the ranking system. I see. I see. Assuming the level cap is still 100, that means rank ups would be like every 4 levels or so. Or maybe even every 3 levels, given that like my Pokemon's already level 7 or something. I don't know. I don't know. You told me this already. Yeah, like in Legends Arceus, right? Oh, who dis? They already told me about how Pokemon battling works. Press B to dash. Y to... Okay, so B is run fast. Y is... Oh, okay, so this is just like Legends Arceus. Okay, okay. Cool. Sure. I mean, to my knowledge, there's not anything else that I could do prior to this, so the hang on is just like a formality or whatever. Wait, how many Pokemon does he have? You still have 2? No, it's still just the 1. Okay. Oh, no, he does have 2. Okay. I see. I see. So this is where they teach you about type charts. Mostly just going to use Water Gun as filler. So that Leer and Tackle will do most of the talking. Okay, I'm already getting a feel for how, like, the battling system works. Yay. I win. It feels like the dynamic of the type charts and, like, type matchups will go a little bit differently in this game than in the, like, more turn-based main series games. What are you talking about? Okay, so they do have just regular ass Pokemon centers. Okay. X to open mission list, and LR switch between 2 tabs. Check between missions you currently have. Okay. I see, I see. So, again, like the Legends system. This is zoom out, zoom in. Okay. Wild Zone 1. Pokemon Center. I see. Cool. I do intend to be like a side quest Andy. Side quest individual. Where are you going? Oh, up the ladder. I see, I see. Okay. I'm supposed to jump? Oh, okay. Again, 3 to 5 year development cycle, and Nintendo doesn't put the money that needs to go into a AAA game franchise. Like this has the income, brand recognition, and like cultural footprint of a AAA game franchise, but Nintendo only gives it the budget of like an indie or at most AA game production. Like the time, personnel, and funding is just really not there on Nintendo's part, which is a skill issue on Nintendo's part. Sure. I do have to give them credit. They did actually make Nurse Joy look French. It's kind of hard to explain what I mean by that, but in college, I knew a couple of like French people who were like in the French department for like extracurriculars and stuff, and there was a certain look about them that I think Nurse Joy also has. It's quite nice, I think. Does this mean I am racially profiling French people? Possibly. Experts haven't figured that one out yet. Okay. Habitat? Okay, so they don't... That's starter Pokemon type shit. Okay. Cool. I do like that they made the Pokedex just like an app or something, and not like... Oh, yeah, it's this niche device, niche like proprietary device that this professor needs you to help them with for like academic research, because that's kind of a relic of a different era. If I'm being glib about it, it's because people don't give a shit about research anymore, which is unfortunate. Hello. A fairy. Is this a wild zone? No. It's just a strip of grass. Oh, that's the wild zone. Okay. So green holographic shit is the wild zones. And the red, orange holographic shit is the battle zones. I see. Okay. So if I check summary here, quirky nature. Okay, so it does have natures and that sort of shit. Okay, quirky nature. So EVs and IVs. So is that showing like potential or something? I don't know. What does that mean? Like, you see what I'm doing here? Where like this is changing shape? Is this like the EVs that I have versus like what my base stats would eventually, like, I don't know what information this is conveying here, but I would like to know because I love the numbers. Rearrange. No, I'm good. Medium. Okay, so they do have like size, different sizes and stuff. That's fun. Okay, I'm going into the wild zone. Oh, hello. And before it flies at me at 40 miles an hour. Pretty relaxed. It better not have relaxed nature, otherwise I don't want that shit. ZL. ZL to focus, and then ZR to aim a Pokeball. Okay. With Pokeball fly. And then B to cancel the throw. Okay. Hi. Oh. It failed. I'm gonna try to hit it on a back turn, maybe. Is the screen supposed to be black for this long? Okay. Yes, okay, that is the same from other Legends Arceus, that you are more likely to catch it on back turn. Third strike moment. It will attack. Okay. The more you lower your target's HP, the better your chances of a successful catch. You'll have a catch window, a moment where the Pokemon becomes easier to catch. Act fast. Okay. If you keep pelting the same Pokemon with Pokeballs, you may anger it. While it's angry, it can't be caught. Okay, yeah. Just like Legends Arceus again. Pokeballs will bounce right off. You'll have to wait till it calms down before trying again. Sing out your partner Pokemon. Okay. D-pad left and right to choose a Pokemon for your party. D-pad up to send it out. Call your Pokemon back. Press D-pad down. If you don't have Pokemon out, while Pokemon will attack you directly, and you black out if they get you. Okay. I'm gonna tackle. Then, get him. Okay. Nice. Ain't no way they just said you're cooking in a Pokemon game. Crouching helps when you want to sneak up on Pokemon. Press down on the left stick to crouch. Okay. So, from what I understand, these controls are pretty similar to Legends Arceus. And I got some more Pokeballs. Okay, cool. Also, I really like that the Pokemon Center has become just like the all-purpose commissary and stuff. Oh, hello. What is this? Kelpsie Berry. Guess you can crouch and such. Let me see. What do my Pokemon look like in terms of nature? No, it is relaxed by nature. Oh, man. Which means defense up, speed down. So I'm definitely not hanging on to this Fletchling. And then you're adamant, so you actually have a really good nature. Attack up, special attack down. Although I think I think it was Legends Arceus that introduced mints that can change the natures of Pokemon. So if I get like a Jolly Mint or some kind of nature changing mint for Fletchling, maybe I could use that. I don't know. What's up? Use water gun. Oh, tackle. Look at that man. Look at that Totodile. Zero brain activity behind his eyes. I wish I could zoom in on him. Look at him down there. Look at him. Alright, you come on back. Bunnelby. What do you got? Tackle? Can you do... Leer at the boulder. The fact that you can do that at all is really funny, irrespective of the fact that it didn't do anything. Have you tried pecking the boulder? Okay. Is it gonna take longer to, like, break the boulder or what? Use water gun on the boulder again. I guess I have to wait until that becomes a thing. I see there's another Fletchling over there. Hey, do you know about potions? What's up? Oh, thank you. I think now what I'm gonna do is you come back. Then you be up front. What's up, Scatterbug? I'm gonna hide in the grass and wait for him to to back turn. Back turn, please. Is it gonna back turn or no? Oh, that one back turned. Okay. Perfect. Okay. What's this one's nature? That's actually perfect. Special attack up, defense down. That's great. Thank you. Now... What's this? Oh, just one Pokeball? Okay, cool. I see that Fletchling over there. Oh god, I'm ambushing him. Poor bastard. How does speed reduction work in this game? Oh, is it? I bet it's move charge time, isn't it? Yep. Okay, makes your moves recharge more slowly, huh? Just tackle again. Okay. Hello, Fletchling. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. Are those real Mareep? They are! Oh my god, I want to catch one. Yeah? What's up? What's up, little man? What's up? Turn around or something. Oh. Yeah? Get him! What you got? That's fine. Defense up, special defense down. That is fine. Okay. Mareep. I need a Mareep. I need that. I'm with that. Is that a Weedle? It is a Weedle. But right now, I will. You saw nothing. Oh, hello. You saw nothing. You didn't see anything. What about the other one? Can I get this one on back turn? I can. Yay. Okay. Boxes. Okay, very good. You go in the box. Mareep, what does your nature look like? Neutral, that is fine. Neutral is fine. Chestoberry? Very good. I saw a Weedle somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Back turn? Or not. I pressed B. I swear I did, but it worked out anyways. Okay. Weedle, please don't be like modest or timid or something like that. I would not like that very much. Neutral. Neutral is fine. Okay. I got some Pokemon. Care for a sample. Sure, I'll take a sample. Cure any status condition. Very good. Okay. Oh, that's why they have the Mareep here. I got it. Okay. Mareep, what's up? Hi. Do you want to play? Hi. You're a good sheep. Alright, Bunnelby, what's up? Get him. Okay. It's kind of rough. Alright, cool. See ya. He disappeared. Bye-bye. Said peace out and then left. What's up, Fletchling? I am gonna... Oh, hello. Hi. I don't trust myself to be able to battle a level 4 Scatterbug right now, actually. Okay. So this is fun so far. I do kind of want to battle with Mareep, though. Maybe... Here, hold on. How long till Mareep gets to level 4? Can I see that? 26 needed to level up. Okay, so I'm just gonna have you... I'll have you do some of this. Yeah, use water gun. Here we go. Okay. Nice. Okay. Alright, now Bunnelby's level 5. Level 3. Is... My Fletchling's only level 3. Okay, so... For now, I'm just gonna continue using Totodile for this. What's up, Fletchling? Oh no, use Growl. My only weakness. Okay. Got him. Yay. Okay. Oh, wait. Fletchling can handle the, these guys, no problem. What's up, Weedle? Where he going? What he's doing? Get him. Super effective. Again, I'm not super sure how Strength Shot works. I guess, yeah, can't move as quickly. Like, your moves recharge slower is the only thing that really makes sense there. I guess. Why don't you come back? Mareep's still only level 4. Wait, actually, Mareep versus a Fletchling would be perfect. Well... If EVs are a thing in this game, let me look this up, actually. I'm such a Pokemon nerd, I can't resist the urge here. Hold on. Pokemon Legends Z-A EV system? EV training guide. How to check EVs. Oh, okay. Okay. Stat summary. Now for your Pokemon's EVs. So this stat menu... Here, hold on. Let me go check this out. Like... Check summary. This here, that little tiny thing that's like... That's EVs. That's EV investment, like effort values. Yellow, okay, stat name is Sparkling. EVs for that specific stat are maxed out. White graph, you can still add EVs. Yellow graph, you fully distributed the maximum amount of EVs to your Pokemon. So, okay. And then EV training is mostly a thing like post-game. But it does use the traditional effort value system. Okay, that tracks. Gotcha. Yeah. I see. Alright, let's go to the Pokemon Center now. Wait, unless? Oh, they want me to go that way. I can't break these boulders, can I? Yeah, maybe not right now, I can't. I'll come back to this area later. Give me some of this. Hello, Mareep. Goodbye, Mareep. We'll leave the wild area. What's this place? I'm sure they told me and I forgot because I was messing around in the wild area. Sure. Okay. All right. I'll go inside. Director will give you a prize. Okay. I will go to the director's office. Huh? Bro, he's chewing somebody out? That's crazy. Honestly, this researcher is spitting. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. That's kind of fucked up. Caught in 4K, I guess. Sure. Okay, request to help with their research. Oh, cool. So it's like with Pokemon Legends Arceus, you actually do get rewards for filling out the Pokedex. I actually really like that because in other games, apart from constructing a diverse team that could carry you through the game, there really weren't any rewards for... There wasn't really any incentive other than like, wow, you did it, great job, for catching every Pokemon in the Pokedex, you know? In Pokemon Legends Arceus, they actually give you access to like better items and stuff as you caught more Pokemon and filled out the Pokedex. And more training resources too. Okay. Mabel's research. What's up? Rock Smash. Okay, gotcha. That's what they meant. I see. Nice. That's cool. Now that I've done that, let's go down to the lobby, and then I'll probably call it a stream there. I've done 2 hours, 40 minutes. Check the list. Mabel's research. Requests, right. Filling your Pokedex. 6 out of 10. Research progress. Okay. Wow, there's a bunch of requests here. Okay. Filling the Pokedex. 2. Catching normal types. Catching fire types. Catch wild normal type Pokemon. 0 out of 3. 0 out of 3? Wait, that should be 2 out of 3, right? Because I have 2 normal types on my team already. Okay. All right. Cool. Surveying Wild Zone 1. Oh, 5 out of 7. Oh, there's 2 more that I haven't caught there. Okay. I think I'm going to like this game. Scraggy. What's up? Who dis? Yeah, that's me. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like the hat. I'm gonna be real. Oh, cool. I can change in the menu screen. Okay. I intend to do that then. Okay. Here's the thing. Totodile can also learn Rock Smash, but okay. I guess not all 3 starters can. Maybe Chikorita can't. But right now, what I'm going to do... Wait. Press minus, right? No, that's the camera. I see. Go back. Outfits... Okay, press X, then minus. I see. So that and the jacket. I kind of like just that. What, variations? Wait. Oh, do I not have those unlocked yet? There's color variations down there. Other colors. Yeah, I'm hitting minus and nothing's happening, so. Unavailable. No, I don't want that. Okay, thank you. No glasses available. Sock sneakers. Variations blue, red. Okay. Oh, oops. Move to outfit. Okay. Not available. Okay. White indigo denim and dark red. What? Dark red? I can't pick that color though. Oh, does it mean like... No, it doesn't mean the belt. Can somebody explain what's going on with the 2 options down there? At the bottom left, it says indigo denim and dark red as variations, which clearly indigo denim is the one that I have selected right now, but the minus button for other colors is grayed out when, if I'm correct, I should be able to like pick dark red from that list. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to save the game, and then that will be it for this stream. Level 20 or below, so that's my current cap for this. Oh, Pokemon caught at level 20 or below. I see. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. This is seems like it's going to be a fun game. I like what they've introduced so far. Oh, goodness. In terms of gameplay and stuff. Let me go find somebody to raid. Oklahoma U Bible paper. Sure, Hassan, why not? Yeah, covering that cringe-ass Oklahoma University shit where this girl wrote a shit-ass essay and then made it everybody else's problem because, I don't know, the school is woke for giving her a big fat F on a really bad essay or something. Whatever, look. Enjoy the Hasanabi broadcast. I will be back. I'll be back probably on Wednesday, but then starting next week, I want to try like a different schedule, like a 3 days on and then 4 days off. Like the 3 starting days of the week end up being like stream days, and then like for the rest of the week, it's like editing and stuff. All right, bye.